The Biodiversity and Climate Geoportal contains a lot of layers, maps, and geostories. We know we can access these types of resources through the Data, Maps, and Stories links in the menu bar, but the Geoportal also has a few smart ways to help us narrow down our search. In this video, we'll explore the Geoportal's search and filter tools. Every page in the Geoportal has a search bar at the top of the page. We can enter a search term here, for example, logging. When we type something in the search bar, we see a list of all the layers, maps, and geostories whose name matches the search term. Clicking on a specific entry takes us to a page where we can link directly to that specific resource. Or we can type our search term and hit enter. This takes us to the search page where we can see a filtered list of resources that contain our search term, either in the name of the resource or somewhere in its metadata. The home page has a few additional options for finding data. In the Explore the Data section, there's a set of categories. Clicking on one of these will take us to a filtered list of resources that belong to that category. For example, clicking on the Lands, Minerals, and Soil link takes us to a page with 13 resources. Some are layers, some are maps, and some are geostories. From the home page, we can also hit the Advanced Search button below the search bar, near the bottom of the page. This takes us to the full list of resources available in the Geoportal, where we can apply additional filters to narrow down our search. You'll notice that all of these methods have something in common. They all take us to a similar page, which is a list of resources. In each case, there's a set of filters on the left-hand side of the page, which we can use to reduce the list to only those that match our filter criteria. Let's look at a few examples. The text filter searches for resources that contain a search term. For example, if we type in admin and hit enter to run the search filter results in a list of 6 resources that match the search term. This is the exact same result as when we type admin into the search bar at the top of the page. At any time, we can hit clear to return to the full list of resources. The type filter searches for resources of a certain type. For example, if we choose the raster layer type, we see a list of all the raster data layers in the Geoportal. Note that the filters are cumulative. They all apply at once. So if we choose more than one type at the same time, we'll see the list of resources that match both criteria. If we also select vector layer, the list will contain all the resources that are either raster or vector layers. To this, if we add a search term, for example, global, it will contain all the resources that match the search term and are either raster or vector layers. The categories filter might look familiar. This is the same list of categories we saw on the home page. In fact, filtering by one of these categories gives us the same results we had when we clicked on the link on the home page. From the filter list, though, we can choose more than one category. For example, if we want to see a list of all resources that are categorized with biodiversity, or climate, or coastal and marine, we can select all 3 categories, and the list will contain all the matching resources. So, as you can see, there are a few easy ways to use the search and filter functionality of the Geoportal to quickly find the information you're looking for.